Larry, you ready for the madness?
I love it. It's fantastic. In my life, I've never seen a 64-man bracket in March in a handicap league. It's fantastic. The brackets are fantastic. The fun starts Wednesday night. 32 winners, 32 losers. Everybody's got to be hungry for the $1,000 it pays for your league season. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Are you ready to get into the
I'm ready. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
All right, here's our first.
Let's see.
Our first bracket is going to be called the David Stouffer bracket. All right, David Stouffer is going to be bowling Dwayne Billy. Dwayne Billy gets 33 pins over Stouffer. That's a 164 match. The 32-33 match is Bobby Taylor and Tony Komorsek. Komorsek gets plus 17. The next match will be Lee Ratchin against Dick Hoagland, 17-46. Dick Hoagland gets 35 pins. 16-49 match is Chris Rich against Donnie Schwartz Jr., plus 15. The 9-56 match is Matt Rizzo against Tyler Plord. The 24-41 match is Devon Sweeney versus John Bercier, and Bercier gets 18 pins. And 25 versus 40 is Scott Chakosky against Barry Seitz. And number 8, John Rakowski versus Jim Shirk.
Wow, what a bracket. But when you look at Stouffer having to give 33 pins to Dwayne Billy, don't make a mistake, Dave. This is a match now you got to hit the pocket every ball. I got to figure you're going to need at least 230. Dwayne Billy can bowl. He's had a couple 700s in the league. Got to be careful. Dwayne Billy starts off with a triple, and Stouffer starts off with a miss. All of a sudden, he's 50 pins ahead after 3 frames. That could be unbelievable. But if you look all the way down, Kormancic, the way he bowled the other night, shooting 690.
And Bobby's struggling.
And Bobby Taylor has been up and down the last month. Lee Ratchin has not been bowling well. Dick Hoagland getting 35 pins coming off his first 600 last week.
And Lee's not.
And Donnie Schwartz against Chris Rich, that could be a push right there. Matt Rizzo, I got to figure the way he's been bowling, that could be 260 against Tyler's 220. He'll probably lose by 23. Matt Rizzo right now on fire every night. John Bercier, I like John Bercier getting 18 over Davion Swiney. Barry Seitz, I like Barry Seitz getting 19 over Scott Chakosky. And Jimmy Shirk against John Rakowski. I don't care how many pins Jimmy Shirk's getting. Rakowski is 260 in game 1 on the fresh. He loves game 1 on the fresh, and with 10 minutes of practice, I don't see too many people beating Rakowski in this league.
If he can get the corners out.
If he can get the corners out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Stouffer is going to take the match over Dwayne Billy. I think Tony Komorsek's going to be too much for Bobby Taylor. Bobby Taylor's been struggling. And I think Dick Hoagland, the way he's been bowling last month, he's getting better, he's getting stronger, and I think Lee's been struggling a little bit. But never count Lee out.
No, you can't count Lee out.
Chris Richmond's struggled a little bit, and Donnie Schwartz Jr. has been on absolute fire. I got Donnie Schwartz winning that game scratch. I agree with you. Matt Rizzo has been bowling tough. I think Tyler's going to have a tough match with Rizzo. And Davion Sweeney's a wild card here. He could put up some huge numbers, or he could struggle a little bit in game 1. But I think I'm going to take Devon Sweeney in that match over Bercier. Even though Bercier's bowling well, I definitely got Barry Seitz over Scott Chakosky. Chakosky's been struggling as of late. And Jim Shirk at John Rakowski, I definitely am going with John Rakowski in that match. Yeah,
it's fun to look at the brackets because obviously if a couple of big guns get knocked out early here, all of a sudden the handicap players are saying, wow, Stouffer's gone. If Rakowski and Stouffer go in round 1, which I doubt, it's very hard to believe that's going to happen. But if they go in round 1, if Rizzo goes in round 1 and Ratchin goes in round 1, all of a sudden these guys are going to be thinking, I can win this thing.
Okay, I gotcha. So who are you taking to win this bracket out?
Win this bracket out right now, I'm going to take Matt Rizzo.
Matt Rizzo.
Yeah, I'm going to take Matt Rizzo to win this bracket.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like Matt Rizzo. I like the fact that the left side doesn't change a lot, even though it's game one. The right side, if you get on the wrong pair, can be a little tricky. I think the left side is very playable for Rizzo. He's got monster scores all year. He's bowled the best in this house of any left-hander, including Ricky Ward.
Absolutely.
And I like his action.
Yeah, my pick on this bracket is going to be John Rakowski, of course, but my sleeper pick is Don Schwartz Jr. to win this bracket.
Wow.
He's my sleeper pick.
Now that's a pick there.
He's a bowling fantastic.
Well, yeah, but you know, and he bowls. He's a veteran. He's not afraid of anybody. He bowls a lot. Travels down here from Port Charlotte. He'll drive. He'll bowl. You know, he's not afraid. He's bowling the pins anyway. He's not bowling people. It's going to be very interesting. You know, it's kind of hard to pick, you know, a supreme underdog, a supreme handicap player. Although, when you see them getting 35 to 40 pins a game, you go, wait a minute. You know, if a guy's getting 35 pins against Stouffer, and Stouffer goes spare 9 spare, and he's 28 in a second on a spare in a third, and that guy starts with a triple, he's in a lot of trouble.
Gotcha. All right, you ready for the next bracket?
Let's see the next bracket.
All right. All right, we got John Fisser's bowling. Number 2, John Fisser is bowling Rod Richter, giving 20 pins. This is a great match. Mark Plasky Jr. against Brad Zielinski +2 is basically an even match. Jerry Lake bowling Justin Aldridge, 1834. Jay Rucker is bowling Scott Whiteleather, Whiteleather's +12, and Bobby Hamilton against Dustin Clark +14. Billy Seymour against Mark Jacansky, and Mark's getting 27. And Joe's Gordado against Joe Gatewood. Gatewood's +16, and Jackers Khan 70 bowling Matt Pfeiffer. Let me get your good-looking face up there, Larry. What do you think?
Unbelievable bracket there. That one you got to study for a little bit. Let's take another peek at it, and let's see. Pfister against Richter. I'm going to take Pfister. I'm going to take Zielinski over Pulaski.
All right.
I'm going to take Aldridge over Jerry Lake. I'm going to take Jay Rucker I'm going to take Jay Rucker, given 12. I'm going to take Bobby Hamilton, given 14. I'm going to take Billy Seymour against Jacansky. Gordado and Gatewood's tough. I'm going to lean towards Gordado, but that one there could be a push. And I got to figure Jacques Khan, as good as he is, he hasn't looked that good the last few weeks.
No.
And if Pfeiffer shoots 190, Khan needs 231.
And he's on his 800 pair, though.
Yeah, well, he's on his 800 pair. Well, boy, this is 40 pins, though, in one game. You know, especially for a sudden death match. Wow, kind of interesting. Sudden death matches. Look at Jacques Khan having to give 40 pins to Matt Pfeiffer. And you can bet Matt Pfeiffer saying, you know what, I've been getting beat up. You know, I'm getting 40 pins. I'm going to show this guy. I'm going to give him a lesson. Matt Pfeiffer shoots 200. Jacques Khan, he's not.
Matt's on the stupid corner team that's been like snake bit all season.
Yeah.
Maybe this is his time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I got John Pfister definitely over Ron Richter. Ron Richter bowls well, but I think John, after 700 last week, he's ready. I got Mark Plasky Jr. He's good in these type of matches, so there'll be a lot of smack talking because Brad and Mark are good friends. Jerry Lake, Justin Aldridge. Jerry's been struggling with that team. He's been bowling well, hit and miss there again. So I'm going to go to Aldridge also at +37. Jay Rucker against Whiteleather. I do like Jay Rucker, but I'm going to go with Scott Whiteleather +12. He's been bowling great. Put some big games together the last few weeks. And I got my guy Bobby Hamilton. He's like amazing. So I'm taking Bobby over Dustin. I do like Dustin's spinner up the gutter, but I think Bobby's going to be a handful. He's been bowling fantastic the last 2 months. Billy Seymour against Mark Jacansky. I'm going to go with Mark because I think Billy struggles out of the gate. So 23, versus number 42. I got Joe's Gordado against Gatewood. I'm going to go with Joe Gatewood +16. Joe's been throwing the ball very well. His team's hot. They're in the top 5, so they're looking to bowl well. And I'm going with Matt Pfeiffer also +4 is Jacques Khan because Jacques Khan's been hit and miss lately. So I definitely got Matt Pfeiffer, a stupid corner.
You know, it's unbelievable to look at that because when you see those handicaps and those one-game matches, you bounce back and forth. You know, Jacques Khan is a strike machine when he's striking, but he hasn't looked good in a month. And Matt Pfeiffer, 40 pins plus, he starts with a double, Khan starts with an open. All of a sudden, he's 60 pins up with 8 frames to go. So, going to be exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait for Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, the next bracket. Is the Jerry Michalanic bracket. Seed number 3. And this is the matchup. We got Jerry against Joe Ponzio. Joe Ponzio's getting 21. Mike Durton's number 30. Bowling Craig Streetzel, who's getting 21, and Streetzel's number 35. Mike Schumacher, 19, against Roy Parrish, plus 8. And Roy's number 46. Fred Ingles is number 14, bowling Danny Wilson, the lefty, number 51. Mike Boyd, number 11, bowling Chuck Rucker, is plus 12. And he's a 54 seed. And Mark Plasky Sr. is number 22. He's bowling Chris Hubach, plus 1. And Daniel Gacera, number 27, is bowling the boss, Robert Eddy, who's getting 16 pins. He came in at seed number 36. And Scott Cobb, number 6, bowling Herb Klein, plus 42. Larry?
Wow, unbelievable. I like Jerry Michalanic against Joe Ponzio. I like that one.
Okay.
I like Craig Streetzel beating Mike Durkin. Boy, the Roy Parrish-Mike Schumacher match.
Tough one.
That's a tough one. Schumacher, can get lined up. He hasn't bowled well. Roy Parrish has been bowling very well. I'm going to take Roy Parrish. I like Fred Engels over Danny Wilson. Now, Mike Boyd, Chuck Rucker, very interesting there. Mike Boyd's bowling, great all year, but Chuck is a veteran. Chuck getting 12. I'd have to take Chuck getting 12 in a one-game match. I like Mark Pulaski Sr. Giving a pin to Chris Hubach. Now, Robert Eddy against Daniel Gacera. Daniel Gacera's a monster. He can strike in his sleep, but it's one game. He gets one in and leaves the 210 and goes around and leaves a baby split. Robert trips a couple of 4 pins. I'm going to take Gacera, and the boss is going to be mad at me. And in the Klein-Cobb match, I'm taking Herb Klein.
Everybody's favorite, Herb Klein.
I'm going to take Herbie the Hat against Scott Cobb, because if Herbie the Hat catches 2 Brooklyns in frames 1 and 2, the match is over. Cobb will not recover.
I think Herb will shoot. I'll go with my picks, but I got Jerry Michalanic over Joe Ponzio. Jerry's bowling great. He's like the solid rock on that team, always shooting 700. Mike Durkin, I'm going with the MVP Mike. He started to come around again. He's pretty good in game 1. He likes a fresh. Mike Schumacher, Roy Parrish. I'm going to go Roy Parrish plus 8. Mike kind of hit and miss, and Roy's pretty solid. And their team's making a push for the playoffs, so they're all going to be focused and ready to bowl. Freddie Ice, I'm going with. I think Fred might win this whole bracket against Danny Wilson. I'm glad Danny Wilson's back. The lefty had a heart attack not too long ago, but he's throwing a good first stupid corner. Mike Boyd against Chuck Rucker. I'm definitely going Mike Boyd. I don't think Chuck's very good on the fresh. He tends to struggle. Mark Plasky Sr. against Chris Hubach. I'm definitely taking Chris Hubach plus 1. Chris has been bowling great lately. And Daniel Gacera against Robert Eddy. I'm definitely going with the boss at plus 16, because I think Daniel gets better as the day goes on. He needs a little more carry down because he has that right-left reaction. Gets the ball right and then wants to go left. And Scott Cobb and Herb Klein, I'm going to go with Scott because I think Herb will shoot about 180 that game. So that's 222, and Scott will be on TV on the good pair, 25 and 6. So I'm definitely going with Scott Cobb versus Herb Klein.
I'm picking Michalanic to win the bracket.
Oh, got Michalanic.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Michalanic to win the bracket and go right through them all. The way he's bowling right now and loose as a goose, and I'm so impressed the last couple of weeks with him. He's just whacking them.
Yeah, I think this is the weakest bracket at all 4.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't, because when you look at Gacera in there, if he starts rolling, and you look at Chucky and Mike Boyd, obviously, Freddie Engels is a sleeper.
Yeah, he is.
And that's 240 every game he gets going. So it looks weak, doesn't look as strong as the first bracket, but in a one-game match, anybody can win.
Anybody can win.
Yeah, it's not a whole league season, that's for sure. That's why it looks weak, because we're thinking league season.
Yeah, let's go back to
the one-game matches. Things change.
We didn't make a prediction on the Pfister bracket. But what's interesting, what I was talking about before, is that if you look at Pfister and Bobby Hamilton, they can meet in the Sweet 16 or the Sweet 8, the Elite 8. Because we got Hamilton here.
Yeah.
He can make it out to here, and John Fisher can make it out to here.
Yeah.
Father-in-law and son-in-law and.
I like Joe's Gordato to win this bracket.
Do you? Wow! Joe's been going good.
I'm picking Joe's Gordato. I think Joe's Gordato. Now that I look at them names, Joe's Gordato has got no fear, and he is a good bowler.
I hate to say this, but I'm going to go with Mark Jr. winning this bracket. And
Why do you hate to say it?
Because it pains me to say it. I think Mark Jr. has a good shot against by Brad. I think, and then I got Mark Jr. and Bobby Hamilton winning that. One of those two, I feel, will win that bracket.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Wow, interesting. It's really cool. I love the brackets.
All right.
I think they're great. I can't wait to call the brackets in the 10 frames. Plus, you're going to be going around with the cameras watching matches. Boy, it's going to be exciting. Oh, yeah.
And, all right,
We'll
we'll go for
real fast with our cameras this coming Wednesday night, shooting across the house in the 10th frame of that game. Boy.
We'll go with the fourth and final bracket.
Fourth and final bracket. Here we go.
All right, this is Ricky Ward bracket. Ricky Ward's bowling Ice Martinez, and Ice is getting 14. Billy Morgan against Bob McIver, and McIver's getting 15. Jared Eisenberg versus Clark Holman plus 24, and they're both on a lightning strikes team, so that'll be fun. Robert Hilton bowling Bob Apollonia plus 42. Mike Alshire against James Oswald plus 10. Wayne Toplin against Danny Hyam plus 15. Andy Cox against House Brown, and Larry Littman against Dennis Beagle.
Wow.
Awesome bracket.
What matches there? Just the first match alone, Ricky Ward against Ice. Ice has been bowling fantastic. Ricky struggles a little bit on and off, but I'm going to go with Ricky Ward. As far as Billy Morgan, Bob McIver, I'm going to go with Billy Morgan. I like the idea of Billy Morgan winning. I can see it. I like Clark Holloman over Jared Eisenberg. I like Bob Apollonia. But I'm going to go with Robert Hilton. That's a lot of wood, but I think Robert Hilton is going to shoot 240, and Bob Apollonia will not shoot over 200. I like Alshire against Oswalt. I like Danny Hyam over Wayne Toplin. Now Andy Cox and House Brown, that's interesting. Go ahead. And Cox is coming off a 550, but I got to go with Cox. He's bowled great the last 12, 13 weeks, and I got to go with Dennis Beagle over Larry Littman.
Lefty on lefty, Larry Littman.
Lefty on lefty, yeah, that's going to be exciting there.
That was a good pick because Wayne Toplin won't be here this Wednesday.
He won't be here.
He has to go to a comedy show, got tickets with the wife.
A comedy show?
Yeah.
Is he going to be watching me bowl?
He has to take a minus 25 from his average. So, so that's the blind score he has to take.
And who's going to win this bracket?
I got Ricky. I have Ice Martinez over Ricky Ward. Unfortunately, that pains me to say because I love Ricky Ward, my favorite all-time bowler, PBA bowler.
Yeah.
I definitely got Billy Morgan over Bob McIver. I got Jared Eisenberg over Clark. I'm going to take Robert Hilton over Bob Apollonia because Robert Hilton loves his stuff. I want James Oswald to win, but I'm going to go with the favorite, Mike Alshire. I'm going to go with Danny Hyam since Wayne won't be here. I'm going to go with Andy Cox against House Brown. I think Andy loves this kind of format. He likes the competition like this. And I'm definitely going with the Proprietor's Champ from 2019, Dennis Beagle. And I have Dennis Beagle winning this bracket.
I'm going to go with Alshire to win the bracket.
Alshire. I like Alshire too.
I like Alshire.
Me too.
I always like Alshire. Every time a guy can lead the nation and beat 1 million bowlers in league play, I got to go with him. I go with him every time he bowls. Obviously, you got Stouffer and Ricky, and so many good bowlers. Beagle, so Beagle takes his thumb out. That's scary. He moves in and gets in that oil and starts swinging the third arrow with his thumb out. He can average 260. So anything can happen.
I think this is the hardest bracket. The Ward bracket.
This is a tough bracket.
Because you got Ricky Ward, Billy Morgan, you got Eisenberg,
Robert Hilton,
you got
Alshire, Andy Cox,
that's right, House Brown,
Beagle. I mean, House got some good bowlers.
A bunch of killers in that bracket.
Oh yeah, that's.
So I think that's the hardest bracket.
Got the Bulldog bracket, named after the great Ricky Ward, the 1991 PBA Rookie of the Year, 6-time titleist, the greatest bowler ever to come out of Southwest Florida.
I think this is the second hardest bracket. The Stouffer bracket is number 2. I think you got Stouffer, you got Ratchin, you got Rizzo, you got Rakowski.
Rakowski. When you look at Rakowski and Ricky Ward, how could you not pick them? I mean, if you think about it, how could you not pick those guys? But it's handicap, and it's even. One game.
Everybody's even.
And if they lose early, the next superstar is going to be the favorite.
I think the Pfister bracket is probably the weakest brackets. You got Mark Jr., you got Brad, you got John Pfister, Bobby Hamilton. But I think
Brad Zaleski is going to hammer Pulaski.
Oh, really?
I think he's going to shoot 279 at him and send him packing.
Awesome.
I think Pfister is going to shoot 260. I think that Billy Seymour is going to shoot a big game. but I like Joe Giordano because if Seymour loses and Hamilton loses, and I like Joe Giordano, although he's going to get Joaquin if he wins and he beats Pfeiffer. But I just have this feeling that he can keep the ball and play, make good shots, and win the bracket. Picking an underdog to win a bracket.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. And this is the Mid-Atlantic bracket. This is like the third hardest bracket out of 4. I'm predicting. You got Jerry's bowling great.
Yeah.
Then you go down. There's Mike Boyd.
Well, Scott Cobb and Gessera obviously are going to have something to say about that bracket. Let's face it. But Mid-Atlantic looks so good.
He does.
He looks fantastic. Unbelievable. I love it. The 64-man bracket.
On this Wednesday.
8. Hey, we got 4 matches coming up or 4 teams coming up this Wednesday night, all vying for the top 8. And then next week, the 3rd position round of the year. Wow, have we got action. The 3rd position round next week, and we're down to the top 32 in the bracket. Serious action at lightning strikes for the Oaks Farms Premier League. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
You're saying like that?
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun, especially here in the studio. I love the studio.
That's right.
I keep telling everybody, you ought to see the studio I'm in again. What are you talking about, Larry? I said, it's an ESPN studio.
Right.
Check it out. There it is.
Super bracket.
And yeah, I love it. This is just so much fun for me, just looking at all this on the screen and then talking with all the folks. And this past Saturday and Sunday, my God, with Stouffer leading wire to wire. And then, of course, the exciting finish yesterday with John Bercier and Mike Quirk. And then, of course, those matches with Tom Hankey and Pfister losing to not Pfister, but Zielinski losing to Brad Stewart. Unheard of in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. 2 games in a row. You wouldn't bet on it, especially with Hankey. Hankey is so sharp mentally, but he shook his hand, he smiled, he patted him on the back, and Brad Zielinski's an angel. I mean, the demeanor of both of them when they lost was very impressive. What you saw was champions losing. I like that.
Speaking of impressive, I'm impressed with the Weber team putting it on the Lightning Strikes team on Saturday night for $2,000.
How about Nash Medico? Boy, I don't know if anybody wants anything to do with that. Now, that's a name there. Let me tell you something, folks. Remember the name, and it's a unique name. Nash Medico. Remember it. This young man, from what I saw on Saturday and what I saw after the match Saturday.
I heard, somebody lost some money.
Yeah, he's an assassin. He's going to be great. He's going to lead that Weber team now. He's young. He's going to be leading that Weber team when Baranecki graduates. Him and Hankey on that team the next few years. Wow.
Yeah. I think Nick Howard is senior. Nick Howard's fantastic.
I think, Nick Howard's fantastic.
I was watching that too.
There's a big man with a beautiful stroke. Perfect balance at the foul line.
He shot 772 game 1, 3 players.
Oh yeah, all those kids are wonderful.
Boy,
they won me over. They won me over earlier before this past Saturday, but the way they put on that show Saturday is consummate young professionals.
How about that Scott Sherman? 71 players.
Yeah.
John Janowitz is here.
We're going to hit 100. We're going to hit 100 on that Saturday sweeper within 2 or 3 months. There's no doubt in my mind. We'll up it to $1,500. There'll be 100 people here.
Oh, that's fun.
No doubt in my mind. They're coming. The word's out. It's for real.
Yep,
there's action here. The tournaments run great. The staff is great. The food's great. Conditions are great. And our owner's great. And we're ready to roll.
That's great.
This is great. I cannot believe we're 2/3 of the way through the season, too.
Exciting season.
May 1st is around the corner. That's when I started working here last May. I can't believe I'm right around 10 months in, and I love it here.
Right.
It's home now. It really is.
Ready to get out of here and I had to go bowl and try to do.
You're going to bowl your Monday Night Magic?
I am.
And I'm going to walk around
222
asking people if they know who I am.
They do?
Yes, asking anybody that wants autographs at $10 a piece. I'll be happy to sign your bowling shirt. What do you think?
I'm in.
I need a fast 100 tonight. I'm looking for 10 people that don't know who I am that think I'm famous.
You are. All right, quick Wednesday. Everybody be here. It's going to be so exciting. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait.
I don't even bowl in the league.
I cannot wait. Get ready. It's the most exciting Wednesday we've had. And next week with the position round and the top 32, unbelievable. Back-to-back Wednesdays. Get ready, folks. You'll love it.
See ya.
See ya.
Rewrite our history.